Can you hear me,
Hello,
Dr. Rhonda?
everybody. How's it going?
Hello.
Welcome to the Palms Up Show, everybody. And we are live. So I want to do our intros and then we're going to introduce our dynamic guest this evening. I want to give you a very heartwarming welcome, Dr. T. Pearson Hall, for coming by the Palms Up platform this evening for what I know will be a wonderful show. Hey guys, it's your girl, Palms Up. That's right. Happy holidays out there. We're back. It's 7 p.m. and it's time to kick it off. Guys, let a friend know that the Palms Up show is started. Share the link for me. You know how we do out there. I want to give a special thumbs up to our loyal viewers and followers. We appreciate you guys. Hey guys, I want you to know that you can get the link and join the show if you just got to get 2 cents in. You can go to healthydcandme.org and get that link and come right on in. Otherwise, you can just share the link and let somebody know that the Palms Up Show with your girl and your overseer Coles is back again for another week. Hey guys, if you want to sign up to rally with us to Congress, learn all about it at www.mitv.fyi. Hey, overseer Coles, how's it going this week?
Oh, it's going great. It's going great.
We like that word great. We like that word great. Hey, Queen, it's good to see you. And as you heard me say, our guest this week is none other than the Dr. T. Pearson Hall. I want to make sure I get that doctor in there. Everything else I saw, I didn't see that doctor in there. You got to put some respect on that name. That's right. That's right. Welcome, Queen, to the Palms Up Show. Hey guys, before we get started, it is holiday season, and you know you girls, you know we out here doing this work. Palms Up, the number 4MI is the Cash App. If you guys are feeling very generous and very Santa this holiday season, we welcome you. Because I want to start right off at the top of the hour. We're going to go right in because T has so much that she has got her hands in, and I want to make sure that we give her just. We did have another guest lined up, but you know things come up as they always will. But in no further, I want to make sure that we shout out the Helping Hands Inc. organization who's been feeding the community for the past 16 years. Mr. Gregory Baldwin, that's right. Thumbs up. I'm giving him his flowers anyway. That soldier will be out on Saturday over on Sheriff Road. And if you haven't gotten the information, you can just check the feed. You know yours truly ain't going to let you down. Pass that along to someone this season that could benefit from it. They're giving out turkeys and some other fixings, and I understand some other furnishing and clothing items. So why don't you let somebody know that Saturday, December 16th, Helping Hands Inc., our dear soldier, Mr. Gregory Baldwin, been at it over 16 years, and nothing's changing this year. So, guys, I want you guys to go out and support DC. Palms up. You know how we do. We get that word out and we take care of one another. That's right. That's right. Guys, I want to start off the top of the hour because you know in our dear city, every time you pick up a paper and see the headlines, we've got these crime statistics, guys. Public safety, my God. I tell you, last week, to give you a snapshot, last week we reported that the homicide total was at 253. Well, yeah, we're up 5 more this week, guys. We're at 258, MPD is reporting. And that sexual abuse that we talked about, that we hadn't hit last year's mark yet, well, we've hit last year's mark. We're at 155. And the robberies, can you believe since last week, from the 3,273 that we reported, we're up 50 more, guys, already in 7 days. 3,325 is the number. And, you know, I can't stop these updates without talking to you about the carjacking, or what they're calling vehicle thefts. That's right. Last week, 6,441. We are up 99 in 7 days. I don't know how that's possible. I'm just giving you the data as they're reporting it. 6,540 is the number for our carjackings. Guys, I'm telling you, we've got to continue to be boots on the ground, touching every life, letting them know that they're not by themselves, and the decisions that are being made don't have to be made because us soldiers that are willing to come to the table and fight with them, and fight for higher standards in their living, right? Fight to make sure that their voices are heard. And we know that this problem runs deep. We know that if we're going to stop it, we got to go root cause with it. And that's why I'm so excited to introduce our wonderful guest. Boy, I tell you, never have I ever got so many messages for a guest than I have Dr. T. Pearson Hall, who is my fellow committee member on the Volunteers of America, Chesapeake and Carolina, that got their colloquium. You know, our dear chaplain, Jules Christian, was on the platform last week. She's been visiting the platform quite a bit over the course of the last couple of years with all of their wonderful events and commitments. Guys, we do this work so that you guys can help us to get this word out. So before I bring Dr. T forward and talk to her about all her many endeavors, I want to give our dear overseer an opportunity to greet you guys this week. Palms up, overseer. What you know? Good.
Hello, Palms Up family. This week has been interesting so far. Some things, you just can't kiss and tell, but anyhow.
Do tell, do tell. We want to be nosy as our next guest is going to help us.
But it's just been nice. Like yesterday, waking up and going out in the snow, it was nice, and then it turned sunshine. And today, it's definitely just been a beautiful day just to take in some scenery and just woosah a little bit. As the holiday season comes, it's really real. It's happy time and it's sad time. You start reminiscing. And today, for my first time in my life, I tried to build me a gingerbread house.
Thumbs up to that. Get an A for effort, Queen.
It stayed up 5 minutes and then it had an earthquake. So, it's whatever. But it was just fun, just doing the challenge, doing something different. That's all.
That's what's up. I'm so happy to see that beautiful smile once again. And anything that brings that kind of joy to you, I tell you, palms up to us, sis. Palms up. Thanks so very much for gracing us each and every week. Hey guys, it's your girl, and I want you to know that our dear city is actively trying to do something about this gun violence, about the reality of our homeless, the reality of all of the crime statistics that you heard me talk about. But most importantly, guys, we as a community, we have to come together and do our part. And I'm so excited to introduce you to Dr. T. Pearson Hall, who somebody's got a lot going on when they send you their link tree. There's some stuff going on, right?
Don't do that. Don't do that, Doctor. Don't do it.
I'm gonna put you on blast. I gotta give you flowers while you're here, Queen. Give your flowers while you're here. Guys, such endeavors as Positive Voices podcast, DCN's HIV in DC, Do It For You in Montgomery County, and Council HIV in Prince George's County, the T. Pearson Experience, otherwise known as TPX. Guys, we getting nosy, we digging deep, because she said we could, guys. I want you to know that Team Nosy has a television channel, and also such things as self-harm healing groups were one of many of the outreach endeavors. And I'll tell you that one of the things that really touched my heart was her recent stint outside. She slept outside. I mean, if that doesn't show commitment for the cause, I don't know what else does. Guys, please join me in giving a very, very heart palms up. Palms up to Dr. T. Pearson Hall. Welcome, T. How's it going?
What's up, Dr. Hamilton? Good afternoon, Overseer Coles. And what's up, Team Nosy? We outside.
Yes, you are. And I see you brought Kristen Campbell. Kristen said that she just kind of make sure everything okay, keep an eye on things, otherwise babysitter. I said, I know that's right.
That's it. That's my chaos handler. She makes sure I'm taking care of more like, I tell people she's like a professional babysitter for me. She makes sure I don't get in trouble too much while I'm out in the public by myself, unsupervised.
That's right. That's right.
For the good cause, though. So, yeah, you definitely, we're building the Team Nosy platform, business, the organization, global. And the goal is always to spread community, build community, and help the community in all of these different ways. So when you started reading off stuff, I'm like, dang, who did all that? It sounds different when you hear back things that you're doing, because as people say, I do too much, but I just feel like people don't do enough. And so therefore, you know, if I'm doing too much, that means they're not doing enough. And if they catch up to what we're all doing, then somehow these numbers can get lower. I just believe that it could.
It absolutely can. And I tell you, sister, you are a soldier after my own heart. So we're going to make sure that we send this show and this link far and wide. We are so excited for the work that you do on the ground. And obviously, it's not in vain. You have so many admirers. And my grandmother told me something deep. She said, you know about your living and your dying because people showed up. I like to see them show up while we're still living, Dr. T. And I really appreciate you. The Volunteers of America is doing this spiritual colloquium, and this year the theme is more than thoughts and prayers, right?
Yes.
And so I wanted to get you to chime in a little bit, and we'll make sure to get some contact info for folks that are still excited, that still wants to get involved. There's still opportunity to sponsor. The event is not until March the 9th, 2024 at the Metropolitan Community Church of Washington, D.C. But Dr. T, talk to me about your experience in working with Volunteers of America on these wonderful types of endeavors, and then what you're going to specifically be doing with them for this one.
Perfect. Thank you for that. So first of all, thank you for allowing us to share this platform with you, and, you know, palms up be all over the place. And so I definitely want to make sure I give you ladies, as well as the rest of the team, your flowers while you're here as well. So I'm going to share my flowers that you gave me to you. So, you know, it's Christmas anyway, so people re-gifting. So I'm just going to re-gift part of my flowers to you in this moment, okay? But the colloquium, I am really excited to sit, as Dr. Hamilton said, with herself, as well as several other folks that just have come together as faith members, not the same church, not even the same religion, I believe. We all just come together as folks that love God and that love our community, and we're tired. We're tired of, you know, being behind the faith walls of let's talk about it. Let's pray about it. Let's meet about it. And so I'm really excited for this year of, like, you know, we're doing more than just praying. We're putting actions to those prayers. And I think that somehow we can start a revolution.
Hey, I like that word.
Start a revolution with other churches that would then take heed to what is going on beyond those walls of the church, beyond the needs that people can come into the church and ask for assistance with, and beyond what looks good in the eye of the public or in the eye of the people that think that they God.
That's right. Come on now.
You know, because when we talk about gun violence, you know, you have one initial victim, but there are several victims. There's second, third, fourth victims in one gun violence incident. And so I think that we as a community just need to always come together and figure out, like, what is the cause?
That's right.
Something. Whether it's lack of education, like gun safety, is it because I don't have nothing to eat and I'm gonna go get it how I can get it? You know, is it my mom got this pressure on me to take care of this house because my daddy not here and I'm gonna go get it how I can get it? Or, you know, social media plays a role too. A lot of times I talk to the teens about the impact of social media, the impact of the hip hop culture, you know, the impact of, you know, the City Girls trend and, you know, the Amigos and all of these other celebrities that are skirting off in cars. You know, they're turning circles in the parking lot in these videos. And not to say that they're all have influence, but when you have a kid that don't have an influence right in front of them, they turn to whatever they can see. And a lot of times that is social media, that is cultural, you know, cultural conversations and things like that. And so I think we, as just members of society, right? Can we just drop it down to just that most basic form of members of society? I think we have to pay attention. Pay attention more. You know, mental health plays a large role. And I'm glad that in the colloquium that first of all, it took me forever to practice that word. So I'm glad
about it.
That I ain't messed it up, because somebody would have been in the comments. Because let me see who we got. Okay, we got Mr. David Murray on here from the National Black Unity News. He might have said something if I mispronounced colloquium. So let me make sure I'm glad I got that right.
So, David, I said howdy.
So, I'm glad that this year we're focusing on not just one-on-one gun violence, not just the gun violence that we see on the news every day. You read off those statistics at the beginning and it hurt my heart. It's touching my soul, but unfortunately, I feel like I'm getting numb to it. I'm feeling like I'm getting numb
on
to
it, Dr. T. Speak on
the
it.
rest in peace posts. I feel like I'm getting numb to going to funerals. I'm numb at talking to families after they've lost their loved one to whatever cause, right? Because I've seen so much. I've felt so much of the pain. I'm an empath, and so I collect it, right? And I've had to go to my knees and to God with a lot of it because it was too much.
Yeah.
But in that moment, I can only be a vessel of hope, right? But I think mental health, if we can dig deep into like just that, that's just starting to real talk be a conversation in Black families.
Well, I mean, come on now. And it's still not really having on the level it can be because we still have that stigma that attaches it to, oh God, something must be wrong. And we're constantly preaching, there are layers to it, Dr. T. And the first step is just the awareness and being willing to come to the table and open up about it. So the real help that's needed. You have touched on some beautiful things. Hey guys, give me a minute, Dr. T. I want to let them know because sometimes we get to the table late, and I ain't gonna lie, sometimes palms up ain't been meeting the mark, but yeah, this is a new thing. We back on time.
They better come on. Tell a friend right now. Hit that share button.
That's right. That's right. You heard Dr. T share this thing. Hey guys, you're just joining us. There's Dr. T. Pearson Hall is talking to us today about the Volunteers of America, Chesapeake and Carolina's Gun Violence Spiritual Colloquium that's going to be held at the Metropolitan Community Church of Washington, D.C. on Saturday, March the 9th. And what that means is that you still have plenty of time to get involved. And as you heard Dr. T mention, this is across all faiths, right? This is about bringing the community together around religious understanding about what can we do beyond just giving our thoughts and our prayers. Their tag for this event is more than thoughts and prayers, because that's it, guys. These guns are going off. They're crimes being committed daily, and as you heard Dr. T. Pearson Hall say, after a while you become numb to it. Talking to our children, our babies, they're becoming numb to it, and we know the dangers of that. Palms up. So guys, we're going to delve a little deeper, but if you wanted to know a little bit more information, of course you do, about the Volunteers of America, Chesapeake and Carolina's Gun Violence Colloquium, you can go to www.voachesapeake.org. That's voachesapeake.org/spiritual colloquium. -more-than-thoughts-prayers. I'm sure if you go to their main site, www.voachesapeake.org, you're going to see a link for this spiritual colloquium. HealthyDCME.org, the Palms Up page, also has a link for the spiritual colloquium. Guys, please do us a favor. Help Dr. T and myself. We've also got Minister Matt. I'm going to get Dr. T to talk a little bit more about the folks that are participating in the event. But please do us a favor and get involved, guys. These numbers are steadily going up. Families are burying their loved ones daily. We've got souls that are lost. You know me, mental health is always going to matter. And I'm telling you, however you can have a conversation, to have it. And Dr. T, thanks again so much for that. Tell me a little bit about your excitement for some of the folks you get to work with on this planning committee. My God, all of the talent that has come together to pull this off. You want to share a little bit about your thoughts on that?
On the panel?
On the planning committee.
Man, I absolutely love it. I wanted to go back. So I before I get into that question, I have a squirrel personality, right? And so people that follow me, the nosies, they understand. But I wanted to, I dropped off a thought because I started talking in circles, but I wanted to go back to my excitement for the colloquium, not just focusing on direct gun violence, but we're also including suicide. We're
Yes.
also including,
Yes. Yes.
other ways that guns are used in violence, whether it's one person, group of people, or what have you. And so I'm glad that we're covering all of the different areas of gun violence, as well as including all of the different victims that go along with that.
Absolutely.
So that was to
Absolutely.
go back to finish that thought.
No, I'm
But
glad
to
you did.
answer your current question, the planning committee is amazing. I love that when we get in that space, that it becomes like this cohort of great minds. And I've never felt shy. I've never felt timid or embarrassed about sharing an idea or thought. It all has been just well received, and I'm very appreciative of that, because we all have come together collectively as, I'm gonna say, as a stranger, because I knew no one coming in except for Chaplain Jules and Minister Madeline. And so when I came onto the call and first Chaplain Jules kind of told me about the colloquium and kind of what was going on, and she was introduced to me via Minister Madeline, and we kind of go back, a couple ways for that. But to just be invited into a space where it's just about God and community.
Beautiful.
Right. And so
beautiful.
We are, folks that we in the alphabet committee, right? We the alphabet gang bang, and we wave the flag, but we are being very instrumental on allowing people to see more of God and less of us as the individuals that is doing the work. And so I'm prayerful, right, that we can have this community come together for a second as we march through just peace and healing. And also as the planning committee goes, that we can come up with ideas of resolve and ways that we can better serve the community that the church is located in and beyond. But what we won't be, as I said on a call, what we won't be is the group that comes in, that talks about it, and don't put the actions to it, because that is not the goal or the motto for this year's colloquium. So
you are so right. And I'm glad with that. I want to tell you that, as you mentioned, our dear Chaplain Jules Christian, who is a great point of contact, I want to stop a minute and give her phone number. Those of you out there that are working in organizations that want to understand how you might attach your brand to such a worthwhile event, how you might get involved. Maybe you know a family that could be featured, because that's another wonderful, great part of the colloquium, is that we were saying colloquium, potato,
tomato. They know what we talking about.
You guys there featuring families, and you have the opportunity to do a video testimony, if you would. So Jules Christian would be a great point of contact, and I know she doesn't mind me giving you her number. Her phone number is 336-419-7579. Again, 336-419-7579. And we're speaking with Dr. T. Pearson Hall, who is serving on the planning committee with yours truly. And as Dr. Hall is saying, we've had so many wonderful ideas. There's so many great minds at the table. There's so many folks ready to take action. The colloquium itself is promoted as strengthening community with dialogue, prayer, and meaningful response. They're fostering unity and awareness for nonviolent solutions. They are offering encouragement, guys, and tools to support victims of gun violence. They're looking for sponsors, guys, and their sponsorship start as low as $500, and it also goes up as high up, that offers you an opportunity to speak at the event. So if you are someone who has specialized in this gun violence, you're looking for a way to make a larger impact, I would definitely recommend that you give Chaplain Jules a call, and definitely plan to participate in the spiritual colloquium that is happening at the Metropolitan Community Church in March of 2024. That number again for Chaplain Christian is 336-419-7579. 7579. And we are looking to reach across all economic understandings, all social understandings, because we have a divide in our town, and it's gun violence. It affects us all. As you heard Dr. Hall mention, we definitely want to make sure we're bringing in all aspects of the gun violence scope. So that would include our suicide understandings. That would include our dear brothers and cousins and sisters from other mothers. This is about all of us. And just like mental health, gun violence is one of those things that crosses the spectrum. And so, Dr. Hall, before we pivot out a little bit, because I wouldn't dare have you on the Palms Up platform and not have you talk about all your wonderful work. One of the things that we know about gun violence is many people find themselves going through, as you said, peer pressure, or maybe there's something emotionally or mentally that you haven't dealt with. You are a wonderful, as for a word, the things that pop in my mind. I'm thinking Martin Luther King. The first thing came to mind, you're what is it, a drum major justice?
I'm gonna have to use that.
HIV representative for the community. At the top of the introduction, you have the podcast covers HIV awareness and understandings in the district, Montgomery County and Prince George's County. So one of the things I did in preparing for today's show was look at what our HIV rates are currently. I'm always keeping an eye on everything we have going on as a city. But it looks like George Washington references that DC has an average of 12,408 citizens that are currently living with HIV. And so that number alone warrants that we stop and take a look, take a listen. Would you enlighten our dear Palms Up audience about your work in that arena and, just anything on your heart for us to understand? We appreciate you.
Wow. So first of all, I need everybody to head to dcnshiv.org/podcast so that they can see the trailer. My co-host Malachi and I have had the opportunity to co-host for season 2 of Positive Voices, and it's sponsored by Prince George's County Health Department, DC Health Department, as well as Montgomery County Health Department. And the platform in the podcast is geared to individuals that are living with HIV or AIDS. And I sit in a space of someone that is negative, but have been impacted by the cause itself, right? And so we have several conversations with several folks, from sex workers all the way up to someone in the White House, as well as celebrities and other folks that are just doing the work here on the ground or anywhere on the ground as it relates to this HIV epidemic. What I do want to throw to your statistic, Dr. Hamilton, that I think a lot of folks don't know, people that look like you, people that look like me, people that look like the overseer, as well as Kristen, is that in DC, African-American women are number 2 as it relates to HIV rates. Number 2. Okay. In Montgomery County, African-American women, we are high on the list as well as for Maryland, right? And so, speaking of Maryland, I want to throw out another thing just completely unrelated that I heard from Minister Madeline about African-American women in Prince George's County. Prince George's County African-American women have the largest number of new breast cancer screenings that are showing breast cancer. And so I need we as Black women need to do better with taking care of our own health. We are mothering everybody else and neglecting the mother love for ourselves. And our numbers are ridiculous in just about every infographic that I've looked at as they cross different threads, from mental health to more maternal health, right? Like we can even go all the way down the list.
We can.
Places where we as African-American women are we're in crisis. That's about the only I can come up with. And so when we talk about HIV, right, and you guys will see this in a couple of the episodes, what comes out is that women who have sex with women are having sex with men who have sex with men and women.
Come on, Dr. T.
And
Preach.
so if we break that all the way down, that means in this small bubble of the DMV, that there's a high chance of somebody rotating within the system and within that cycle of that's my bae. And so it's going to be important for us just to get tested. Erase the stigma.
Yes.
Erase the stigma.
Yes.
You go pick up the free coffee at the clinic and you don't want to pay for them. And so we appreciate you. But while you in the clinic, sign up for your free test.
Yes.
When you at your doctor, you know, we have learned, and I'll ask both of you ladies, do either one of you have children? Have you birthed children?
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you asked that question. I'm gonna deter the overseer because I know this is a subject that's close to her heart. So overseer, you go.
Yeah,
So
I've been dealing with the
birth children. And so when you went to your OB, and this is for even the women that's watching, when you went to your OB appointment, when you found out she was pregnant, did the doctor offer you a HIV test?
Didn't have to offer. I told him to give it to me.
Come on now. And why did you do that? Can you share with us why that was important for you?
Because there's always going through life, been through so much that there's a trust factor when it comes to that.
Yeah.
You know, if you ain't a virgin, I mean, you sleeping with Susie and Bowie and all that stuff. Come on, let's get real now.
Yeah.
You need to get yourself checked. I really think because especially in our African community, I really think that should be one of the tests that are done when you have your annual checkup. That it should be an automatic thing.
But hold on, overseer, I'm gonna hit you with something, because when I talk to doctors that were on a panel in Montgomery County, from what I understand, it is standard practice, legally standard practice, that women that are going to the OB, and if they are pregnant, they are supposed to get tested within these different markers throughout your pregnancy. We shouldn't have to request anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But that goes to the disparity, right? That goes to what we're lacking in our own care. And so, as overseer said, and I'm sorry for cutting you off, I just want to, they learn a little different. We learn a little different. So sometimes I got to translate a little bit to us, because, you know, I'm included. But I need for us to do better. Yeah. We know better, we tell people better, but do we make our own way to the doctor? And I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
Myself too, that we have to do better, because usually when we find out, and we talk to women on the show this season who only found out they were they were HIV pregnant, HIV positive, either they found out they were pregnant, or we had talked to a lady who didn't find out till her child was born, suffered a medical condition. They tested the baby was positive. The doctor say, ma'am, you might want to be tested too. So somewhere along within her prenatal cycle, that doctor failed.
Yeah. Because there is medication. I have worked with several families, and both parents were positive, but the expectant mother was put on a particular medication, and when they test the baby, you know, and they tested the baby for a while, even after the birth, no symptoms, no signs, no nothing. I think the biggest thing is, in our culture, we're taught certain things we just don't talk about, and Lord knows, let's not go to the churches. Okay, see, okay, you just don't talk about it. As a pastor, it's my job to teach you, to preach to you the right moral way. But let's get real. How many? Come on now, how many is really gonna listen to that? So not only do you teach that, well, if you ain't gonna keep your legs closed and your mouth shut,
Ooh,
Here's some resources for you to go to. You might even want to think about getting on the PrEP pill or something if you sexually active. And that's just real talk. If I care about you, just like with the mental health, the church has damaged so many people because they
yes.
come in, got mental health issues, but you want to say they demon possessed. They don't teach us in theology school how to deal with mental health. So I'm just,
Wow. Wow.
Thumbs up, sis. You guys, I
Wow.
love this. I love this conversation right here. As you said, T, we've got to be able as Black women, and especially those of us that have taken up the call, taking up the baton, we've got to be able to go back and reach one and each one kind of pass this down because we know we have issues with trust in our community. And so we can't really break through until they allow us in, until they understand, they don't care to know until they know that we care. And so I love that you are so passionate about the things that you are out here on the ground working towards. And the HIV is one, and there's so much to cover. I don't want to run out of time, but the reason I wanted to dial in on it because we start talking about gun violence and the root cause and the motivating factors behind it. But a lot of times, if we were to, just take that one victim or that one perpetrator and really just look at their story and follow it, I'm sure we would be able to pinpoint a lot of this kind of understanding. And we've got to bring it off of the sideline and out of the shadows and help people to feel received, heard, drop the walls. The stigma has to go away. The judgment has to go away. And
Mhm.
we've got to show up for these individuals if we truly want to do something about it. What do you think about that, Dr. T? You think we got to do some root cause work on the ground?
I'm glad you said that because I wrote down for my talking points I wanted to make sure I hit. And so something you just said aligns with something that I have. And I said that behind every statistic is a story.
Mhm.
Behind every statistic is a story of why was little man outside that time. And we see it on comments. I know y'all see it, I see it. But why was they out there? But they say, where was their mothers?
That's the first thing come out.
Where was their fathers? No one asked that. No one asked that. And so it's us mothering yet again, despite kind of what we all have going on. But I think that we also need to bear arms, non-judgmental. Have this conversation about mental health open and honest. We talk open and honest in our house. I'm cuckoo
Yes.
for Cocoa Puffs. I'm 100% disabled Army veteran, and most of that is for my mental health. Right. And so I tell people, and I talk a lot on my platform about what I'm going through with my mental health diagnosis. What does that look like for me? When I'm medicated, when I'm unmedicated, when I'm spiraling, when my wife tells me that I'm in crisis. Because the goal is to help somebody else understand that we can talk about mental health now. There's therapy, there's counseling. I want to shout out my Pastor Battle, Keith Battle. He had a whole series about mental health. And he said, as my pastor, that he is telling people to go ahead and get that pill that they need so they don't be walking around cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And
That's
so
right.
some of the churches is standing and starting and continuing that conversation around mental health. So it's not taboo. It's not the let's pray the devil away.
That's right. That's right.
We need a little pill.
Come on.
I devil need a little pill to go sit down because when
Thumbs up, sis.
they try to pray it away, baby, that thing came stronger. So the pill is what you need sometimes to say sit down in a corner.
Yes, you are speaking my language. We came out over 7 years ago
so true.
talking mental health matters, and folks look like deer in headlights, like, oh God, please don't let her look at me or don't let her. That labeling that we do is keeping so many from getting the help that they need. So I really applaud you, dear Queen, for being so open and transparent about your own struggles. And more importantly, God bless you and thank you for your service, Dr. T. Thank you. I am a daughter of the military, lost my father to drug addiction. He will always be my hero. Undiagnosed PTSD, again, obviously at the core of this mental health reality that we deal with in the community. So many of them go undiagnosed.
Yeah.
because it's just not cool. We're just not having the conversations. And many times when we intend to have the conversation, we don't really know what we're talking about. And so that puts us back into a cycle of what, we believe to be the reality for so many. And we don't really know. It's a personal walk. And unless you're willing to open up and talk about it and understand what works for you, then you can't live your best version of yourself. Come on, somebody, and palms up. We're talking to our beautiful queen, Dr. T. Pierson Hall, who has graced us with her presence on the Palms Up platform. She's talking to us about the Volunteers of America of Chesapeake and Carolina. And I make sure to say that because Volunteers of America, my God, Chaplain Jules helped us to understand they've been here for well over 160 something years. And the reality, all the lives they touch, and all the continue spearhead. We are so honored to be a part of it. And if you haven't checked into the website, it's www.voachesapeake.org. And it's their spiritual colloquium that's happening on March the 9th. And it's religious folks coming together to help combat this crisis of gun violence that we find ourselves in as a city, as an area, and as a nation. And our dear Dr. T. Pierson is dropping some beautiful, beautiful gems. T. Pierson, the T. Pierson experience. When I saw that, I just love that. Tell me the brainchild behind that or the marketing idea. What the T. Pierson experience? Talk to us.
Wow. So I started TPX real short 3 years ago because I had kind of ran my professional course. I'm disabled. I have herniated discs in my neck and my back. I have fluid in my brain. I'm jacked up, right? But God keeps me moving because there were times when a doctor told me I couldn't move. There were times that I was in a wheelchair, told I would never walk again, that they called my family to my bedside, including my only biological child, to my bedside and said that I wouldn't make it to discharge. Right. And so each time God saves me, including my 7 times of trying to take my own self out because I didn't feel like I was worthy. But each time God brought me through, took me to the ER, and the doctor say, wow, how are you alive? And I say, Doc, we got the same questions, right? But each time I was told that I have a greater purpose. And so now I know that my purpose is to take my suffering so that I can serve and help others that know kind of where they are or know where they go, right? But also recognizing our trauma, recognizing our pain, and building community around them without stigma, without judgment. Like we're going to have a conversation amongst sexual health survivors. We're going to have a conversation because that's personal to me. And so my brand TPX, that's the T. Pierson experience. My village came to me 3 years ago and said, T, is your time. And they got behind me and we all prayed and gave positive affirmation because all my friends is eclectic too. Different religions, different denominations, like different demographics. Some of them got them yachts and some of them
I know that's right.
And so because the Nosies is everybody. And so my invitation for Team Nosy is that this was built with community in mind. I've always done community work. I have many acclamations from all kinds of agencies from doing the work from even over 20 years ago. It's been important to me to be the change that I've always wanted. Who did I need to hold my hand when I was going through sexual assault? Let me be that. Who did I need when I was suicidal? Let me be that. Who did I need to hype up my party? Because this don't dry. I don't care all this came outside and this is dry. Let me be that person. And so all of the things and all of the gifts and all of the trauma and all of the challenges and all of the successes that people see, I take no credit for it. It's all been God. But, that's not so crazy since I'm a lesbian too. Some places you can use gay and God in the same sentence, but I tell people mind their business because God is all right with me and I'm all right with him. And I don't like some of the gays either. I don't like some of the heterosexual people either. Come on now. I don't like some of them either. And so who is you to judge me?
Come
If
on, come on.
that the Powerball changed your life, but that's a sin too, sis. But
You know, we live and we're gonna die.
Rhonda, I done met my other sister. Okay. Girl,
I'm gonna initiate a palms up on that one.
That's right. Thank God for repenting. I tell you, because if there was no repenting, we all be out of here, right? We all be
listen,
off,
I be
right?
one of the people, and it's always the ones that you know still, since you done did a lot. You might not, if there was one spot left, I think me going to sleep outside gave me a little extra bonus point, sis. But I'm gonna let them go off because I can't wait to get to the gate and high five my father.
You know what I'm saying?
And they're gonna be like, who is that? They is not with us. No, Jason. Let me tell you about that God they served down there. His name was Damien. His name was Michael. His name was Reggie. Her name was Sarah. Her name was Valerie. Like all of these names we can do. And I'm snitching. I'm telling God everything that I know.
You say you snitching. I know that's right.
Nosy is going to be at the gate snitching. So let's see who takes that last spot, sis. May the best angel win.
Can you just visualize the fight for that last spot? Some people so twisted, they ain't even going to try. They just going to go ahead and move to the side, keep it moving. They already.
It's all the ones with them secret sins that's not going to get in, and everybody going to be like, oh, why sister so-and-so ain't get in? Y'all ain't see her at the casino. I did.
All holier than thou. All holier than thou, and not even on the list.
Because she was crying when I left. She was crying when I walked past her at the casino. She had lost all her little tithing money.
You better talk that talk. You better talk that talk this holiday.
Let me stop bringing the Team Nosy energy over here to your palms up.
No, we love it. No, we love it. You heard my overseer say we got a new sister. I tell you, we out here. We started this platform.
Because
voices need to come forward. Go ahead, Dr. C.
Because I feel like that people need to talk more real.
Yes.
So that we can get real change. Talk real actions, real change. We learned A + B = C. We learned that. So why wouldn't it be the same thing for everything? If we all can see each other in each other, I feel like we can build a better world.
Amen.
Come on, Amen.
Hey, Dr. T, you've been dropping some gems. The one thing you said that it still holds true. This is a humanitarian effort that the Volunteers of America put together. As this is not about color, this is not about income levels, this is not about sexual orientation, it's about saving lives. And before I go any further, Dr. T, I believe our condolences are due to you. Didn't you recently experience a loss? Did I not see that?
Man, a whole bunch of losses.
Yeah.
I've lost 4, right, with Michelle. I'm looking for my wife for confirmation because I told you I'm starting to get so numb.
Yeah.
I think it's 4 people this year that were very, very close to me. Very, very close to me. And each funeral I've had to be not had to be, I take that back. I chose to be.
That's right.
To the greater wishes of the family as well as the family member that I've lost. But I am here to say that I believe in God. Right. And that some lives, as my wife said, people have to transition to do the greater good. And so I know that the work that they did here on earth, they're still doing. My day one is still working stuff out for me because the opportunities that are coming my way, I know she nudged on God to show that.
That's right. Our angels be working. Yes.
And I can feel that when I look up to the cloud and I see a purple cloud because she loved purple, even though she was a Dallas fan. But whatever. Right. And so, and my cousin, he loved Dallas and both of them did actually, but his favorite color was blue. And so when I look up and I see the blue and the purple cloud combining and I look over and see the green trees that resemble my child that I lost 24 in March.
Jesus.
I look around and I see that God is talking to me through nature and allowing my spirits to still talk to me.
God Almighty, you just gave confirmation.
We got you. And I feel
you, Dr. Hall. Every time I see a red cardinal. I said, that's my mom. And this red cardinal seems to come around when I'm having one of my darkest moments. And when it get real bad, I'll see the red cardinal and I'll see a blue jay. That's my daddy. That's my mama. And my daddy, like, girl, get
Well, see,
yourself
right, because
together.
mom came and got dad and said she ain't listening to me. You come over here and talk to me.
That's right.
And I'm
That's
telling
right.
you, it changes. Stuff
And
changes.
I love where you guys are taking this conversation, because we're always talking to our babies, you know, about this thing called death and about the reality of losing their loved ones. And you know, we teach them that, you know, our loved ones go on to become our angels, right? And so to stay in touch with your relationship, but put it in a healthy space, in a healthy place. And I love you, women. I love you. Do good as you out here taking up calls, running towards, you know, trouble and trauma. You know, everybody can't go on the block with alcohol. Everybody can't go back to be. That's why it's important that those of us that can, that we do. Take that girl palms up, and I tell you, this hour is getting away from us. And tell me you're not enjoying this conversation. When we get a real one on this platform, you know how excited we get over. You know how unorthodox we can get over here, all out loud.
But we need to.
Know. We
The
have to.
orthodox way called
We too
statistics. What time we
quiet.
get our hands dirty?
Yeah, we
Stop
too
talking.
quiet. We too quiet to be facing all that we're facing as a city, as an area, as a nation. Black people know they need to be raising their voices up higher than what they are. Palms up to you, Sister T, for being on the platform. I want to make sure that folks know that you have an opportunity to come to the table. Volunteers for America has put together this beautiful spiritual colloquium that's going to happen on March 9th, 2024 at the Metropolitan Community Church in Washington, D.C. Now, March 9th is a Saturday. They want to pack this joint, and there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to. They'd like to at least see over 200 people, and
and that should be easy.
Yeah, I'm like, I talk too much. I got too many people reaching out to me. I want to make sure that we're holding people accountable. We're always talking about what we're going to do, because gun violence is touching communities that we're living in, families that we are familiar with. And there is something you can do. You can lend your voice to the cause. You can get your supervisor to the table to let them know you need them to help you sponsor or help them to sponsor these types of events, because they mean something across all communities. And Dr. D has been very, very gracious to help us understand all of the wonderful outreach work that she's doing. Guys, you can go to www.voachesapeake.org/spiritual colloquium. This is an endeavor that they're calling the religious families, religious folks to the table, and across all faiths. Across all faiths. So to all of my pastors out there, we want to see that impact with so many church families. Church families, because this gun violence is an epidemic. It's been going on the better part of 6 years consistently. But I can look back and count. And guys, I need you guys to know we don't need to wait for the label to be the murder capital of the world. If we can't do something, we can do something now. We can be proactive, preventative, instead of being so reactionary, waiting for the body to fall, guys. Our children need us. And what our motto here is, if it's got a beating heart, if that heart still beats, shot at it, we got a shot to do something different and change the life. And I need you guys this holiday season to be vigilant about that, because the holidays are so depressive for many, right? The holidays are so, they're triggering for many. And I want you to know that you can get a gun in our city quicker than you can get the resources you need. You can get drugs in our city quicker than you can get the help that you need. And so we got to be vigilant and determined about helping to save lives and turn them around. To our youth out there, because I know you pay attention to Ms. Rhonda Palms Up. We need you guys. We need your voices. We need you guys to come to the forefront, because this baton needs to be passed to you all responsibly. And so we want to do this together collectively as a community, as a city, and as a nation. And so thank you, Volunteers of America. Thank you for putting together such a wonderful event. We're honored to be a part of it. There's still time to get involved. www.voachesapeake.org /spiritual colloquium. Chaplain Jules Christian is waiting on your call. Supervisor, mom, or you call her and let her know you want to be a part of it. Tell them you want to tell your story. Don't be quiet. If you know somebody, because all of us know somebody that is gun violence. Now is your time to help bring us together. 336 419 7579 is how you reach Chaplain Christian. Mr. Dr. T. Pearson Hall. I'm the worst with names. Every time you watch me speak, you hold me true to it. I'm the worst with names. That's because this thing moves so fast.
Well, you don't say Tia, so you know, at least you
Oh,
recognize
you know what?
I was silent.
Chaplain T helped me out with that one. I had to be kind of ear hustle, and I said, "Oh, she got a hole on there." So shout out to your mate and your other half, your better half, as I say.
Yeah, Hall is actually my daddy name. I figure like he gave me his back, so I'm gonna take his last name back too.
I love that. Well, shout out to your better half anyway, because I know
my beautiful wife. She's sitting here with me. Team support.
Give our heart. Tell her thank you for lending you just the last hour. Your Positive Voices podcast. I want you to make sure when you give us your final word, that make sure they know how to reach you, Dr. T. Make sure we understand how to get in touch with you for your next endeavors, and anything else you want us to understand. We are so humbled and so honored that you would take the time to do this evening. You are a woman cut from my own cloth, and I knew that when we were on the call for the planning committee. So thank you for coming through and being true. But please, I would like to invite you to give us your final word or anything that you feel like our audience needs to understand.
Well, first, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity once again to share your platform with my team Nosy, right? And the goal is always to gain knowledge so that we can do better with what we know. And so I feel like it's very crucial more than ever at this moment that we as a community come together. We cut out the silos. We cut out all of the judgmental factors that stop us from collaborating on the judgments that stop us from collaborating to move forward for the greater betterment of us as a people and us as a community and our offspring. Yes. I feel like that we need to do better as a people to talk to these teenagers without judgment. Meet them where they are, and they'll talk to you. They'll let you know what's on their mind. They'll let you know what their limitations are, what their strengths are, and what they out there trying to get that money for. And so if you can meet them where they are without judgment, you can become that safe person that they need to help tell them, put that gun down, man. It ain't worth it. What you need, $20? I got you. What's your cash app?
That's right.
Because sometimes it's just that simple.
That's right.
But instead, we are in this culture of hashtag, and that it's cute to be a hashtag because you've been killed or because you've been more memorialized on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, X, or whatever all of these social media platforms are that glamorize death. It's making people numb, and it's making people more stir crazy to cause more violence. Where are the people with the lock boxes? Where's the gun companies with safety lock boxes that we can give out to communities that have high gun rates, but we know that we have registered owners in that community who kids may borrow their piece of gun because they can't afford the license of the gun to protect their own assets without knowing that their kid is somewhere taking somebody else's assets with their registered firearm. We need corporate support, not just the commercials, not just the talks, not just the share, but we as individuals, if we can't get it from them, we got to make our own.
Yes.
Team Nosy is about building those tables, kicking in them doors, very unapologetically. I could give it if somebody likes me or loves me, just as long as the difference is being made. Because at the end of the day, everybody is human.
That's right. That's right.
We all bleed the same. And if you don't, then you from Mars and you was already in Inquirer newspaper back in the 80s anyway. And so I feel like that we as a people, we have to feel each death. We can't become numb. And I'm talking to myself. We can't become numb because then no one would change it. It would just continue to be.
My God.
I'm tired of burying our younger folks.
Yes.
Who will run this nation if all of them is killed off?
Yes. Yes. Hollowing out our families, Dr. T. What the family reunions must look like with all our babies and all our loved ones gone.
It's enough money to be made. No one really has to die for anything. There is enough economy in this world. If we can back off of ego, if we can back off of ego, there will be so less deaths for folks to, so less cash out. Can you do a GoFundMe because I gotta bury my son? He out doing this dumb stuff, and I'm at home trying to pay these bills, working 3 and 4 jobs. Now I gotta bury him and still feed kids.
Come on now. Come on now.
Think about the other victims.
Right.
Before the gun goes off.
That's right. Getting in
it,
front of it.
Whose life am I changing?
That's right.
This dude I shot, you changing his family and your family.
Yep.
Love your mama.
Domino effect.
Put that gun down, walk away.
That's some real talk.
And sometimes it's easier said than done, but if we change the conversation, we change the support system, we change how we see each other, it's all possible. At least in my imagination mind.
Yes.
And Team Nosy, we're gonna keep pushing for it because I gotta see it.
That's right. That's right. Gotta see it. That's right. Palms up to Team Nosy.
Yeah.
Palms up to the team.
So they can follow me anywhere, for real. Not anywhere, because I ain't on everything, because I don't know how to work or anything. But
come on now. You're working with the guys, sis.
Yeah, I'm limited
out there.
I ain't doing
it out there.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
here's my link tree. It's just link and then a period with the tree. If you know how to do it, just Linktree /the TPX. THETPX. You also can head to thetpx.com. More importantly, I need for folks to join my text group. When you get on my link tree at the top, there's a join Team Nosy. Join it. Put your phone number in so that I can text you where I'm gonna be, where I need you to pull up at, because somebody needs us to show up for support so that we can make a difference, because that's what the Nosies is about. Showing up unapologetically and knucking if we bucking. But come on, 10 toes down on whatever cause we're here for. Because we're tired.
That's right. That's right. We're tired.
Google, hello, baby. What they say? Google me, baby. Hashtag Team Nosy. That's the number # Team Nosy. If you put that in Google, I promise to God, my face will show up and you'll be able to the community so that we can make a difference. I want people to use the hashtag. Put a hashtag Team Nosy on your post when you out in the community. Not when you showboat. Not when you're doing your Easter feed the homeless and I'm going to post about it, because I don't care about that.
Come on now.
Come on, sis. Come on, sis.
Come on
Talk
now.
that talk. Guys, it's your girl, and sometimes we just got to let a few more minutes get on the clock.
Let me put my head behind me. and I don't care if y'all send complaints about me. Period. Because I'm saying what I said.
Hey, sis, if they complain about you, they complain about me. Believe that. Believe that.
And the only people that's gonna complain is the ones that like to talk about it, but ain't really vowed about it. And they
that's right.
Their nails, their feet, their clothes, or their homes dirty for the sake of helping another human. So we ain't talking to y'all anyway. So mind your business.
Sis. You know, I call them our sideline professors. They know everything we need to stay on the sideline and won't come and get in the front of it. I tell you what, guys, it's your girl, and this like another hour is gone. Another beautiful soul from the community. This is Dr. T. Pearson Hall, and you heard her. That's right, the T. Pearson experience. She didn't stutter. TPX, guys. I want you guys
you get all of me. That's the experience.
Nosy. Nosy out there, guys. Tag her in, because I promise you, she's a soldier like that. She is sitting alongside yours truly on the planning committee for the Volunteers of America, Chesapeake and Carolina's spiritual colloquium on gun violence. They're going to have it on Saturday, March the 9th. At the Metropolitan Community Church, Washington, D.C. We're asking for sponsors. We want community members. We want this to happen across all faiths, all you churches out there that spent the whole pandemic with the doors closed. Open them up. Come on now. You can come back to the table. Do something for our people. These numbers are growing. Guys, I want you to know, palms out, that we care. And we want to pack that colloquium event Over 200 is the goal. Over 200 bodies in the same space for prayer walks, breaking up into groups. And again, as I said earlier, the colloquium was set up in order that we can foster awareness on the community level. We want to strengthen the community dialogue. We want to strengthen community prayer. We want to strengthen the meaningful responses that are needed when these awful events are happening. And prior to, guys, we want to get in front of them. We want to foster unity and awareness for nonviolent solutions. What does conflict resolution look like? How do we get that conversation in front of our babies and in front of our at-risk community members? Come to the colloquium. You're going to be able to find out that and much more. They're offering encouragement and tools to support our victims of gun violence, guys. And there is still time to get involved. Chaplain Jules Christian, she can be reached at 236-419-7579. And she's a soldier like that. Thumbs up to you, VOA, and to Chaplain Christian and Dr. T. Hey, overseer. You know how this mouth of mine can get going. It's time to wrap up. I dare get out of here without giving you the opportunity to share your last word. Anything you want to know?
All I can say is accountability. Stop with the diarrhea mouth. Either work it or get the hell out the way and let somebody that really care do what needs to be done. Love you. See you next week.
All right. You heard it from our overseer, guys. And I just want you to know yours truly is down tomorrow testifying at the Youth Program Roundtable with the Committee on Health, Judiciary Committee on Recreation, Libraries, Youth Affairs, joint oversight with Councilwoman Henderson's office about this work. You can get it done in the community level, but guys, there are 3 branches of government: judiciary, legislative, and executive, and we got to make sure we're talking to all 3 at all times. Our community members are leaving here. Our young adults are at risk, and there are families that need saving and need help, guys. Roll your sleeves up, guys. Put your palms up. That's what it's all about. Don't talk about it, be about it. It's your girl, it's your girl. Join me in thanking our beautiful guest again one more time, Dr. T. Pearson Hall, who I look forward to continuing to work with. Guys, we want to see you at this colloquium, www.healthydcandme.org. Click on the Palms Up page and you can find out all the information you need to find out about our guest tonight and how you get to her, as well as information on the colloquium coming up in March. Hey ladies, palms up like that. It's all good. It's all done. We're going to leave it right here on the table. I appreciate you all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you, our dear Facebook family and friends, for indulging us. See you next week. Palms up.